So when you want to become a self-taught designer, you really have to like put your heart into it. Like you have to really be willing to learn everything, like expose yourself to as much design as graphic design as possible.
Hey guys, I'm AJ.
I'm Rini.
And welcome to the TFA Talkshow. Today we have a very lovely lady. Her name is Liyana, and she is a self-taught graphic designer who is passionate about sharing her experience and knowledge through various self-conducted creative workshops at Lukisan Creatives. Apart from conducting workshops, her keen interest in graphic design and social media marketing has led her to work together with small businesses in building a stronger online presence. Welcome, Liyana.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for the introduction.
Liyana, what are the X factors should a budding graphic designer have?
You need to think of what exactly you want to be a niche in. Okay, so maybe for a start, if you can try out everything, but then once you realize that you are strong in something, then try to like bank on that. Okay, so that you can actually stand out from the rest lah. So if you like logo work, you can do logos, but if you're like a great illustrator, then you can focus on illustrations and or UX design, then you can focus on that part itself. Okay, actually, right, for designers, right, graphic designers, especially when you are a lot of times you are working with businesses, right? So one thing that I feel like graphic designers should have is kind of like a bit of business sense. Okay, so like, let's say for example, you want to create like a poster, right?
Yes.
If you don't know what exactly if you don't know what exactly is the important part that people needs to look out for, like I say the title, the time, then if you have no knowledge of that, then that won't be so good for the business owner, for your client. So like let's say for example, if like you're not aware how to actually attract this audience, like all the copywriting and so on, right? If you're not aware of this, and then you're just gonna make like the whole design, it might look very nice, but the where is the focal point, that one, it might be lost in translation lah, if you don't have this like a slight business acumen. You don't have to be like really business minded, no, but you just have to have understanding lah.
Okay, so now that we are talking about X factor and like having different aside from design skills, we also need a bit of like business business mindset kind of thing. So the question would be, is there a difference between, because you are a self-taught graphic designer, comparing to someone else who went to school and spent like 3 to 4 years in a graphic or in a design school? Are there any difference, or is there like a better path, or how do you feel about it?
I've actually discussed this quite a lot with my graphic designer friends who actually did go to design school, and I think there is some benefit lah if you did go to design school, because basically you know the theory and and all those stuff. But then at the end of the day, it's also still up to you like to continue learning. Like I know, like because the trends keep changing and like the softwares keep updating. So if you don't have if you think like, okay, I'm gonna take this graphic design school, I have the certification, then I'm done, I don't have to learn anymore. No, that's not that's not right at all. Okay, so you still have to continue learning lah. As for self-taught designers, we don't have like the exposure to like when I think in design school they'll teach you all the printing, like all those printing, how to print out the stuff, like how to prepare your artwork for printing and so on. So it's a bit tough in that sense. So when you want to become a self-taught designer, you really have to like put your heart into it. Like you have to really be willing to learn everything, like expose yourself to as much design as graphic design as possible. So I was telling my husband, right, like last time I actually learned like Adobe Illustrator in 2016 actually. When I learned that software, right, in one day, it was a one day workshop, but ever since then I was always on the software like every single day. So I was like quite crazy lah. I was like really reading up everything. So like if you ask my husband, right, he'll always be saying like, oh, when he goes to work, I'm on the computer learning. And when he comes back from work, I'm still on the computer learning. So yeah,
Wow.
it's like it was that crazy. So I think if you're a self-taught designer, you have
Yeah.
to be willing to put in the hours lah.
What are the common struggles faced by graphic designers?
Graphic designers, right, they actually have okay, we can talk about a few types of struggles. So like maybe I'll talk about like the finding clients, as
Yeah.
in the like maybe monetary wise lah. Okay.
Yes.
So one of the struggles that I know is it's quite hard to actually price yourself right. Finding, okay, it's actually quite hard to find like a client who's willing to pay a good amount, a good sum
Yep.
for your works. Okay. That's because probably we do tend to get like businesses who like undervalue our work lah. Like I said, like
Yep.
because of Fiverr and so on. So that is one of the struggles lah, to actually how to price yourself right, how to actually get your clients to value you more, how to get clients who value you more lah. Okay, that's one of the struggles. Okay, and then also there's finding clients. Okay, so there was finding great clients, like clients who won't value your work. But then the next one is how do you even find clients, right? If let's say there are so many clients out there, and there are so many businesses out there, then how do you actually find someone who is willing to work with you? So for that case, maybe what I used to do, how I used to find my first client was it was actually through network lah. So when you first start, it's always good to have a good network. Okay,
Yes.
to find, yeah, it's always like word of mouth always works at the start, and then
Yeah.
once you build your portfolio, then it goes from it's like a snowball effect lah, I feel. And then on like maybe like the mental health, the emotional side, right? Okay,
Yes.
I don't know, graphic designers, right? They're creative a lot, and I feel that sometimes when it comes to doing design, your self-doubt actually kicks in quite a lot. Yeah, I think this is one struggle that
Yeah.
I've seen a lot. Like you know, I think different designers have different art styles, design styles, right? And then just then you're exposed to all this, and then you'll be like, oh no, why is theirs so nice and on mine is like not so nice. But actually
Yeah.
it's okay. It's just that because you're like comparing to like someone else whose design style is so different.
So Liana, can you is it possible for you to like give advice or actionable steps for aspiring graphic designer freelancers?
So the first step is to actually learn the theory. Okay,
Okay.
basic principles first. Okay, that is the most important. So once you learn the basic principles, and then you can actually work on it using like all the softwares. Okay, I'll always do the theory, the principles first, and then you practice on your the softwares, and then the third step is to practice, and keep learning lah. So yeah, always expose yourself to graphic design, and then always like keep a curious mind. So even like when you're outside, you see any kind of graphic design work, ask yourself, okay, what is it about this work that makes it very nice? Okay, that makes
Right.
it very effective. Yeah. So then from there you kind of like deconstruct it, and then after that you try to apply it to whatever project that you're doing.
Maybe can you share like are there any like websites that you always get bounce off your ideas? Is there any website or what are the mediums that usually for yourself where you have to go and get your design inspiration?
Design, okay, for design inspiration, I think a lot of people nowadays like Pinterest. Okay, and then there's Behance, and I also like to follow a lot of accounts on Instagram. There's quite a few actually nowadays. I don't know if y'all seen, there's this thing called the Instagram carousel
Yeah.
post, right? Yeah, and they have so many like good tips. Okay,
Yes.
there are a few actually. One of them is called Ismail El Aziz. So he actually gives a lot of good tips. Okay, so from there then I learn a lot lah from there. Oh, also TikTok.
Yeah,
By the
yeah.
way,
That's
yeah.
the new
TikTok,
trend to learn a lot of things.
yes, yeah. It's like it's like so eye opening because in TikTok they have very short snippets of
Yeah.
like lessons. Yeah, you
Yep.
can learn from there as well.
Yep.
Okay, that's very nice. Okay, so before we actually let you go off, Liyana, is there any way for our viewers and listeners to connect with you?
So if you guys want to see more of my works and connect with me, you can actually go to my Instagram, Lukisan, LOOKESAN, or you can go to Facebook, Lukisan Creatives, or visit my website, www.lukisan.com.
Very, very lovely. Okay, so for those of you who are viewing, yeah, do check Liana's work at Lukisan as well. And Liana, thank you so much for coming on board with us. I feel that we've learned a lot as well. Just hearing from you. So with that, wish you all the best. And then may Lukisan grow. And also not forgetting for those who are viewing and listening, do follow us on our social media platforms such as YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, LinkedIn, as well as Telegram at the Freelancers Academy.